Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm in the background getting everything together.
Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Today is Thursday, May 12th, 2022, and I'm still doing well. I have some guests that are in the room with me this morning. I am definitely thankful for both of them. We are talking about one of Boston's, I believe, last, if not the last, major parcels that are being developed, and it's in Roxbury, of all places. And so we are going to talk with two of the members of the P3 Roxbury group and talk about what they're proposing and how they want to help empower the Black community in Boston and through housing, economic development, housing one of the nation's up and leading organizations to commemorate the great work of Dr. Martin Luther King, not only with the monument, but then also with a place of research and just information and resources to help our people. And so without further ado, it is Thankful Thursday. So one of the folks that is coming in is the good right Reverend Apostle, but definitely a servant in the community for just a couple of years in helping the community out. So we're going to bring in our own Dr. Reverend Jeffrey Brown and also Chanda Smart from the Onyx Group, and they're going to talk with us this morning. And I'm smiling because I always get in trouble when I attempt to introduce the wonderful work that Reverend Brown has done in the community, and he gets me because I think he thinks I purposely try to make it sound like he's not younger than me. Can we frame it like that? Can we frame it like that? But listen, folks, before we get started, hit share, because this is important information. The community there in Roxbury has input. I'm sure other residents in the city may have input as well, but we want to make sure that as many people as possible know about this wonderful group and what they're looking to do. So Rev, with all due respect, since there's two of us on here with this testosterone, I'm going to start with Chandra and ask her to introduce herself first. And thank you so much, Chanda, for being with us, because we know that you are on the road and you're working it out. But I'm loving the branding. You got your t-shirt on, and so let's go. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you for having us. We're really excited about being on your show and meeting you. So thank you for this opportunity. Good morning, Reverend. Good morning, everyone. Onyx Group is a Black woman-owned, Roxbury-based development and brokerage company started by myself and my amazing partner, Shabna Mashmasarmi. We are focused on, although we broker market housing, we are committed to finding a balance and providing resources for residents that build and gain sustainable wealth and sustainability and contribute to a community. So again, we're excited to be here, and thanks for having us.
Not a problem. We're going to go more into the partnership and other partners in just a few moments. Reverend, stranger here. Please go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit. Give us maybe a little bit of actually, you know what I know you're able to do? Introduce yourself and then tell us a little bit about this parcel 3, because I don't think a lot of people know some of the history, and I think it would be good to know. And we got Nicole that just logged in as well, so we're going to bring her in, and I think we're pretty good. We got the whole team here. I'm extremely happy this morning. Nicole, how are you? We're going to introduce you in just a second. Good morning.
Good morning.
Go ahead, Rev.
Since this is Thankful Thursday,
Yes, sir.
I want to first say, Rev, that I am so thankful for Java with Jimmy. And I remember when you just had a microphone and not much of a background, and you just stepped out on faith. And so it's gone from that to this. I just want to also mention that I have my own coffee cup, but I don't have a Java with Jimmy coffee cup. Somebody was supposed to promise one to me, but I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm still thankful for Java with Jimmy, but Rev, how long I've been around here doing this work in Boston. It's been actually over 30 years, and all of the things that you and I have done in the community to reduce violence and to bring peace to our neighborhoods. It became really important for me to find a way to sustain the peace that we've achieved in this community, and to stop the cycle of violence from continuing to go up. So around 2015, I started My City at Peace, and that's when the Boston Fed report came out that had the relative wealth of white families at over $240,000, almost $250,000, and the relative wealth of Black families as $8. So one of the reasons why the violence continues to cycle is because we haven't changed the structural issues that have caused the violence in the first place. Mm-hmm. One of those structural issues are the housing policies that continue to hobble the wealth building abilities for our people so that they can not only lift themselves out of poverty, but they can sustain peaceful communities. That's a key piece that's been missing. And so we started that in order to address that. And we're here for this P3 parcel. P3 is a large 7, almost 8-acre parcel that is directly across the street from the Boston Police Department headquarters. And the Whittier Health Center abuts it on one side, and then the Whittier Choice Housing abuts it on the other side. And the church is in the back, Bishop's Church is in the back. And
Bishop Hogan. Yeah,
Bishop Hogan and Good Shepherd. And it's, there is a piece of that the high school, Madison Park High School also, but so that area is P3. And we are one of 2 groups that are vying to develop that P3 parcel. And so we've named ourselves P3 Roxbury because we are a local group, and everyone who is a part of this are folks who have who live in Boston, who grew up in Boston, and who want to see this idea of building and generating wealth, not just for the immediate families, but generational wealth for families. We talked to over 20 groups before we submitted our proposal. And I would say to a group and to the many, many people that we've talked to, people kept talking about, we have not had any opportunities in our community to build wealth. And developers would come in and gentrification would happen and our people get forced out of the city. And so we see this as an opportunity to strike back against gentrification and to really build the kind of wealth that we deserve in Boston. And so, so that's it.
You said a few things that this conversation can go either way. And so what I'm going to do is give it to Jacole to introduce yourself, Jacole, if you don't mind. And then I just thought about this what is your response when Reverend Brown says that this project is a strike back against the wealth gap? When he said that, I'm like, the next person that talks, I want to ask them their reaction to that. So Jacole, welcome. And please introduce yourself to the folks. Take that little mute button, mic thingy. There you go.
There we go. I think I'm on now. I think I'm live.
You're good.
I'm so excited to be here with you, Jimmy, and the rest of my colleagues on the T3 team. It's such a great time. And I am JC Jacole Burton, founder and CEO of Maven Construction, and also founder of Surge, which is a construction incubator. And that it is really designed to attack exactly the part that Reverend Brown said. Our community has been left out, right? We're left out of the .com boom. We've been left out of the cannabis component in many ways, right? We're still fighting the scratch to get back in that, even though we've got a lot of people that are not here with us because they were on the wrong side of that policy when it was not legal. So this construction project in itself represents so much, represents an opportunity for people that look like us to participate, for us to help and narrow the wealth gap. And in order for us to do that, one of the things that we have designed is a construction incubator, right? There are a lot of construction projects that happen in Boston, but so many of us don't have the opportunity to participate because the projects are too large and our companies are so small. And so the intent is that we are scaling up companies so they have a chance to participate. And we're not starting that opportunity at the end of this project when we get done. That work is happening now to help work with scaling companies, smaller companies that have been around for at least a couple of years, and helping them grow so they can participate on this P3 project as well as many more beyond that. It is attacking the wealth gap, right? It's going right after. It's providing those jobs, construction jobs initially, but then that turns into many different other things as well, including entrepreneurship in the construction industry.
Chanda, go ahead, because yeah, this y'all are you see I'm itching because I'm about to sweat a little bit because we need this. We Black folks in Black Boston needs this. So Chanda, your
that was it, Jimmy. It was just kind of piggybacking off of what JC was saying, is that this is a project, a labor of love with local Black and brown businesses, and that's powerful. This is for us, it feels reminiscent of how Black Wall Street was made, right? Because we all came together and we had a synergy and we had a like mind. And that right there is the precipice of P3. And that's how this team is built. This is a strong, powerful, formidable team. And we're not new to this. We true to this. We are in this. This is our home. This is where we have raised our children, our families. We have seen changes. We remember the T coming around Dudley Station screeching. Like, if you don't know certain things about Roxbury, then you have to know certain things about Roxbury. In other words, and to really say, this means a lot to you, right? You have to be part of this fabric to really to have the synergy that we have, and it's phenomenal. It's electric.
It is, and I mean, I'm sitting here getting inspired and a little fired up just listening to you all, and so I have an idea, but let me ask it. Any one of you can answer. I kind of hear what the mission of P3 is, but is there a written formal, 2-line mission that the group got together to keep you focused on? It doesn't look like you guys need a lot of focus, but what, the mission and the formation, Rev, how did you, and I know you were intentional. We were intentional about making sure we had these queens on with us. And it's not just us testosterone holders who often overpower and don't give space for folks like these wonderful women to be in this space. And so tell us about the mission and how you guys came together. It's 7 years. You all aren't just jumping latelys to this.
No, we have worked on projects before, and we are here to present ourselves to Boston to say, give us that opportunity, and we will not disappoint you. We will continue to build wealth for Black and brown families in Roxbury. Wealth building is the lifeblood of sustainability for safe communities. And that's what we believe. We have a website, www.p3roxbury.com. So if you want to know more about who we are and what we're about and what we're doing, you can find it there.
Did I get that right, Rev? p3roxbury.com?
You got it, p3roxbury.com. That's it. And you can read all about who we are and what we've done. You can read all about the partnerships. I'm really proud and humbled to be on this show with these powerful sisters, because they in and of themselves have blazed a trail. I mean, we have a Black woman who runs a construction company. We have Black women and their other partner Carlos in the Onyx Group, who grew up in this area and who are also developers. We have Ricardo with Privé Parking. We have Madison Park CDC with Leslie Reed. We have these imprint with Denisha McDonald. Denisha McDonald works with My City of Peace and has her own company, Thumbprint. And they're all equity stakeholders. And I think that's the thing I'm most proud of in this 50-50 venture. And it is a 50-50 venture between My City of Peace and HYM Investments. Every single Black and brown company that we have as a partner also are equity stakeholders. And so they have skin in the game. And as we continue to build the capacity of these companies, they will continue to serve Roxbury in the way that we want Roxbury to be served. You know, if you look on the boston.gov website and the housing website, you will find out that 80% of the available housing in Roxbury is affordable housing, apartments, and 56% of those are income restricted. When we talk to groups, they were saying to us, we've got plenty of apartments. We need homes. We need places where we can actually build wealth. And the way we want to do this is by making sure we also have affordable housing apartments that we're building, some 300 of those, and many of those will be for very low income families. But we're also building 180 homes, and 144 of those homes will be income restricted. So if you earn somewhere around $55,000 a year, you'll be able to afford one of these townhomes or one of these condos that we're going to be building. It is so very important for us to get out to the community that this is a group that hears what they are saying to us, and we are responding accordingly. We want to do this for Roxbury. We want Roxbury to own Roxbury, not other developers in other areas. We want Roxbury to participate in the wealth that so many other neighborhoods in Roxbury have done. I mean, you know, you have to begin to attack this wealth gap in this way. And with a parcel as large as P3, this is the best way to do it.
Rev, thank you. And Jacole, did you want to jump in? Because Rev and I is sensitive to the fact that we want to give space to our sisters as well. But I know that because of Rev's work around the violence prevention piece, when you're able to kind of flip the tables and get at what the old folks would call the root of the issue around wealth building, y'all got me a little bit excited. So Jacole, or if you don't mind, I see JC there, if that's okay with you. You and Chanda, tell us about how important this is for the community, and what do you all see in working with this partnership with Rev and others? What is the vision that you see, not only for the economic development, but in this period of all that we've been through with, you know, realizing the racial gap and things in this city and in this country? Where are we with that? And y'all can just free flow there, because yes, go ahead.
I mean, there's so much we could say. We could just spend a whole show just talking about just that, right? I mean, the one thing that's so critical about this team, or so critical for people to know, is that these solutions came out of the community, exactly like Rev said, right? We have designed a plan and a program that is multi-generational, that also is very inclusive, that also has King Boston as an anchor from a cultural standpoint, right? Which is so critically important, right? We also are making sure that along the way, we can move people through different careers that they would not have otherwise been exposed to, right?
So hold on. There's career development in here as well.
Absolutely. That's workforce development. There's career development inside of this, right? Inside of every component. Where else do you see another Black woman on the development team, right? And that's what my partner Shonda is doing. Where else do you see another Black woman on a construction team? That's what I'm here to represent. But not only because I do that, but I've been doing it for 27 years. This wasn't my first opportunity. It's been a lot of work that I've been spending in this time in this space. And I do know what it is that it takes to get a company up and running. But I want the next generation to be right behind me, biting on my heels, ready to take me out. Like, I want them in this game. You know, yes. I want them in. If they can play a video game, I can show them how to estimate a project and have a construction career. If they can. I mean, it's very simple. We're going to do it. We're going to show it and demonstrate it on this project, right? Not all construction careers are outside in the field. There are lots of them that are in the office, and lots of them that require creativity and participation that way. I must say this project is really, really important to me because I'm a chemical engineer by trade. So our biomedical partner that we have and moving people into lab work is so critically important.
On the realm or on the pole of STEM?
Yes. So STEM careers. So we have an anchor partner that's a biomedical company and lab space, and they are going to be going into the office component of our building. So we have housing, and then we also have an office and lab space. And careers in that industry have not necessarily been able to focus on Roxbury, right? And residents that are here. And we have been able to say, no, we're going to focus on that. And we're doing that, not only tomorrow, but we're doing that today.
Shonda, I know you were ready to jump in and go ahead. I wish this was in person so we can sit down and just, have folks observe us on a fishbowl level. And there's a couple of questions that the community wants to ask. So Shonda, after you finish, I'll get ready to go into those. But this is just hearing about this and the potential, I think also in this time of where we as a society, Black Boston or whatever, has dealt with so much. This is like a ray of hope. You know what I mean? And so, Shonda, go ahead.
A beacon of hope. It's energetic. I come from the vantage point of bringing back and contributing to our entertainment and our rich historic culture. I used to sneak into Connolly's when I was a young girl, and to see Connolly's just be ripped apart from us, not replaced, and it just be this.
Wait, Connolly's, is that also? That's not Packy's, is it? Or Connolly's? No. Where's okay. I may be telling you.
Connolly's used to be an old bar right on the corner of Tremont and was that Ruggles? Is that Ruggles, Pastor Reverend Brown? So
Reverend don't know about the bar.
Well, but he had to pass. He was passing out flyers outside that bar. Stop playing. He was contributing. He was doing his part out there. But Connolly's was part of the. And please jump in, JC and Reverend, because I know I was sneaking in at this point, so my memory might be a little skewed. But this was part of the circuit, the jazz circuit that we had. Yeah. It was the synergy between Wally's, Connolly's, the Hi-Hat Club, and all those other little black and brown clubs in between. And what we forgetting, and which is why I love the King Boston injection in this project, is because Martin Luther King had a very, very rich part of history in terms of music in 12th Baptist, Roy Haynes, Ron with his brother, Reverend Haynes with his brother. So there is just an entertainment component that I think that would bring back just how we entertain each other, how jazz sets, whatever that is, but getting back into really having those kind of events where you're seeing your neighbors and you're really it's enriching the community, and that's what I'm really excited about.
What I'm hearing here, go ahead, Rev.
Yeah, so our master architect is Greg Minot and Dream Collaborative, and they are very keen about designing in such a way where the rich culture of Roxbury will be displayed. So King Boston Onyx Group will be in charge of molding and developing that. And let me just go back a bit about what JC was saying about the life sciences piece. We were building 700,000 square feet of life science space that will produce 2,700 jobs for folks in Roxbury. The life sciences industry is exploding. They've got life sciences in South Boston. They have life sciences in East Boston. Roxbury deserves to partake of these jobs and get involved. I mean, these are jobs that many of those jobs do not require a college degree. And so we've teamed up with Lab Central Ignite to provide training at Roxbury Community College or the Benjamin Franklin Institute of Technology. You can take partake in these trainings for however long they last, for whatever type of job it is, and then you can get a job there with some of these companies, and these jobs start at $75,000, $80,000 a year, and so you've got folks in other communities who are taking advantage of this. Roxbury deserves to take advantage of this as well. And JC, with her partnership with Moriarty, is going to produce 1,600 construction jobs. And she has a construction incubator. This whole effort is to open the door for Roxbury so that they can begin to build capacity for the kinds of things that other folks have been taking advantage of for so many years. This is our time. This is our time to do this.
Rev and JC and Chanda, any one of you can comment, and I usually don't pay attention to the comments because I can just get distracted, but there's a central theme that's coming out of the comments, and folks want to know about generational wealth in reference to deed restriction.
Yep.
That's some of what I'm getting here. So either any one of you can speak to it, JC or Rev. JC, can you?
If I can just say this.
Go ahead.
Because I'm going to have to leave, but I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of my partners. But the thing that we want to do is we want to offer these homeownership opportunities, and the only deed restriction that we are asking is that you hold the home for at least 15 years. Okay. It's very important because the way the city sets up their deed restrictions, it's not really a generational wealth building mechanism.
Okay.
They'll allow you, I think it's like 3%, and I think they're trying to push it up to 5%, per year. But that's not generational wealth building. Generational wealth building is be able to hold on to something. And we're saying this as a restriction because we don't want people to flip the homes. So you keep it for 15 years, and the amount of wealth that you'll be able to generate after 15 years will help get you established. Many other communities use the wealth that's generated for homes to start their own businesses, to get their kids into college, all those kinds of things. We deserve to have the same thing. And so it's something that we're going to have to address with the city, but we're going to fight for it because we believe that this is the right thing to do. So Jimmy, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
Just talking.
Thank you. And I'll make sure I get you your mug very
Please.
soon.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And a pen. Trouble.
I'll trade you a mug for a shirt.
So that generational wealth piece, Dr. Brandy and those that were asking, if you could just chime in the comments and let me know if that was clarified for you, because while we're getting educated about P3, we also want to make sure that residents that may not be aware of the details of all of this get some information as they're walking away as well. Do either of you have anything to contribute to that generational wealth piece?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say on the home ownership, it's a buy and hold strategy, right? So it's a buy and hold. Our community, so much of our parts of our communities are no longer look like us anymore, right? Black and brown people used to live in certain parts of Roxbury that now not so much, right?
Yep.
And so we are strategically saying, we want you to buy, we're going to give you the access that you can get in, but we also want you to hold on to it. Hold on to it for a while so you can build what he's saying, the wealth building, but it's really equity, cash.
Yes.
You buy a house today, it's worth $50,000. 15 years later, it's worth $150,000. That's easy math. Now, of course, our homes are more than that, but just from a mathematical standpoint, within 15 years, you're easily building upon some real dollars that allow you to have flexibility to do a lot of things and build on generational wealth and help to close the wealth gap, get us out of that $8 scenario, right? That we talked about earlier today. It's moving towards what's more common in Boston, which is a family or an individual having a net worth of $250,000. And that's what we're trying to do strategically.
Absolutely.
I will add to that by saying that part of the goal is to get away from affordable housing and getting to workforce housing, housing that actually promotes growth and not, we feel like affordable housing keeps folks there for perpetuity, right? It doesn't challenge you to grow. It doesn't give you a path to growth or sustainability. And what we have collectively have done is strategize and say, yes, we do need affordable housing, but we want to make it a pathway. We want to educate folks. We want to educate them about their estate planning. There's 777 cases in the state of Massachusetts, well, city of Suffolk County, that were filed intestate, which means folks don't have a will, their affairs are not in order. This is the kind of thing that P3 Roxbury is tackling, is not only teaching folks how to fish, but providing them with the fish so that and all the tools that they need to do so. And that's what we're really, really proud about.
I'm going to have to maybe have you guys come back, or folks can reach out as Susan has shared the email, but getting I guess I'm looking at the comments, and the number one thing here is about the restriction and things like that. So I want to make sure that folks are clear. And I do remember Reverend Brown said that the city has a model that is 3 to 5%. And I guess, and I'm learning in real time too, you all sort of have to operate within some extent of the city model, but it sounded like you were trying to extend it when JC said buy and hold.
Right. Well, see, the idea with deed restriction is this: we don't want folks to come in, purchase a property for a reasonable price, and then 5 years later sell it for triple that price to somebody who is not from the community, right? So we just got to remember what deed restriction is about and why it's in place, and it's really so that we can preserve our communities and the culture and the residents and et cetera. So this is a policy issue, and I think that we are working with the policymakers to find a balance so that it's reasonable. And we are all of us are collectively in talks with the city of Boston to find a reasonable balance on and what that looks like. So I would say that that's a work in progress in terms of what that deed restriction will finally look like. But trust and believe that we will be in communication with the community every step of the way at every point of progress.
Absolutely. And knowing Susan, or you all, Susan is already in answering questions and whatnot to bring clarity. As we get ready to wrap up, I just wanted to ask you all if there's anything that we missed in like either where things are. How can the community, we had the website up, and we know that some of this process includes the community giving feedback or input. And so where is that? There's the abutter community that's in Roxbury, but I'm not sure if those outside of this area can contribute or add their voice, because right now I don't currently reside in Roxbury, but it wouldn't be nothing for me to just take a ride down and come and on the space and just experience everything. And so how can the community get involved, or what is or more involved rather, that aren't already involved?
That's a great question. P3Roxbury.com, great start. BPDA, City of Boston, they all have links to community meetings, but specifically about P3, we'd love to keep you informed by engaging at P3 Roxbury.
Okay, so go to the website. I presume there's a subscribe button there where folks can sign up for your newsletter and get information. JC, anything else to add or anything? Because I'm trying to get ready, because I want to ask you for closing remarks where you can just we'll give you an organ and everything. No, I'm messing. JC, anything else we missed there?
I don't know. I think we've covered it, right? I mean, with this team, we've said who we are. We've said why we're doing it. It's a passion project. It's a legacy building project, and it is community based. So I think that we are in every way making sure that the ideas and thoughts that we've had, because we've spent a lot of time too. I don't know if we talked about this at the very beginning, but this team, Reverend Brown specifically, spent several years listening and building and designing this particular project so that building it to what we have now. So we want the community to continue to participate. We want to still hear what it is that you have to say. And the way to do that is to make sure that you are subscribed to our newsletter, that you are asking, engaging us in conversation, and that you are, sharing your support of our vision for the project.
Absolutely. Chanda, your closing statement?
We're accessible. You can call, email any one of us today, tomorrow. We're going to respond. This is a precedent-setting team. There's JC being one of the only Black woman-owned construction teams out here, construction companies, who's just doing the damn thing, and she's an amazing inside and out. Onyx Group. This is just it's exciting, and this is for Roxbury. This is for us, by us, and yeah, we're here. So we'd love to be involved and be on your show as many times as possible, and to talk about our vision and our goals. But we're not going anywhere.
I know that, and Pastor Marion is almost making me feel because they're asking, is it going to be broadcasted for those that can attend? And to Paula's point, and also Teague's point as well, this is, if it's not the last, it's one of the last largest parcels
right.
To be developed. And if I'm right in contextual history, when these parcels were given numbers and whatnot early on in Boston's history. So it's so interesting that I would presume that number 3, they started somewhere around number 1 and number 2. And this last big one, I think it's just kind of apropos that it's in Boston. I mean, in Roxbury, to be, as you said, what did you say? A beacon of light, a hope of light, or a beacon of light, beacon of hope and whatnot. And so it is just so awesome to hear that this can happen. And as I said before, Boston needs this. We need this, that everything that you've talked about decreasing the gap with wealth for Black people, the entertainment and cultural part, like we need Black spaces to go and get the jazz. And JC, you named, there's been an equity in the cannabis industry. All right, y'all got me a little excited this morning.
It should be. We collectively as a community should be excited about a project coming in our backyard.
Being led by Black people, because we have been excited when we've been hearing about this. We see the developers. I got development land get ready to get done across the street. And every time I look out the window and I see somebody a little bit lighter than me surveying and doing their thing, I'm like, what are they going to do? You know what I mean? So I'm sorry, y'all. Because it's just awesome to see Black folks at the helm of such. And I remember when I worked for Menino,
wow,
C3 was a very interesting space because everybody was trying to figure it out. So know that Reverend Brown and you all jumped in back in 2015. And all right, I'm going to shut up. Did y'all can say your
I just thank you for this opportunity, Jimmy. I mean, what's really pivotal for us is that this is a mold breaking team. This is a team that's extremely committed. But the most important thing is that we are all about Roxbury. We love Roxbury, and we are committed to seeing balance and equity and sustainable living. And in terms of the jobs, all players and partners are going to have the community involved. This cannot happen without the community. Absolutely. We do not exist without Roxbury. This cannot happen and will not happen without Roxbury's input. And that's what we're committed to.
As Susan said, the community process is just the beginning. JC, you all set? I see that smile, and I don't know you well, but I don't know if that's an inkling to. Okay, cool.
He's amazing.
I really appreciate all of you. Please keep in contact. I'll be keeping an additional ear and eye to this as well. And so thank all of you, and Reverend Brown as well. And I'll be sure to get him his mug, and I'll get you all one as well.
Thank you.
I appreciate both of you.
Thank you.
Have a good
day. Having us. Can't wait to come back.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
bye-bye.
We just had P3 Roxbury there, and they got me just a little bit excited because for them to be at the helm of development around this project and them two queens to be there, listen, awesome. All right, folks, I have to get ready to go because I do have a 10 o'clock and then an 11 right after that. And so just a note, today's Thursday. So I'm not going to see you guys until Monday. We'll be back Monday at 9 a.m. with Dr. Brandy to talk Mental Health Mondays and some other things. I did let Dr. Brandy know that y'all were looking for her yesterday while y'all were also still out there searching around for Jessie. But I did make her aware that she was missed in the, we had some spiked Java yesterday. Let's just leave it like that. But thank all of you for tuning in today. And we will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Just a couple of announcements to please keep in mind. In the next couple of weeks, we will drop the Love is Love t-shirt for Pride Month. I am emceeing at the kickoff on June 1st. And also on June 1st, don't forget that day, that will be the Pride kickoff at 5 p.m. Also remember that we want to ensure, as we were talking with these ladies about the power of the Black dollar, there are a lot of big stores, Walmart, Amazon, Target, and all of them that are going to start selling, and you'll see Juneteenth related t-shirts. And so we've crafted this simple t-shirt for Juneteenth, but you can wear it all day long, and it simply says Black. And so that will be on sale in a couple of weeks as well. And please don't forget, on June 11th, SWV will be, quote unquote, in the building for the BAMS Fest concert. And there's more information coming about that, but there's a wonderful lineup of local artists as well. And also, going back to some of my old roots. And so I'm working about 99% sure I can say with the city. I'm working with the city for Gospel Fest for August. And we are putting together a community choir. And we're asking any and everybody that sings to come out. More information will be coming about rehearsals and the location. But if you are interested, inbox me on Facebook. And so we can make sure that we get you the information. There's only going to be a few rehearsals. We'll do some familiar material and really come together at the Gospel Fest. And we may have another opportunity for Sunday Java that's happening on June 12th at the historical African American Meeting House on Joy Street. So there's a lot. I told y'all June is going to be crazy. And don't forget to save June 23rd, Java with Jimmy on the waterfront. I need to see y'all there in the building. All right, that is it for me. I have a couple of more comments, and I think we're all set. Good morning to everybody that I did not get to say good morning to. And I think that is it. We will see you on Monday. I got a couple of days off. We'll see you on Monday at 9 a.m. I don't think I'm anywhere this weekend where I will go. What's this weekend? The 11th. I don't think I'm anywhere this weekend that I mean, this weekend is the 14th. I don't know if I go. This is why you need to turn on the notifications for when Java with Jimmy goes live. Like that plug? All right, Lasagna. That's all I needed to see. We will see you tomorrow morning. There's a Kite Fest coming up too. I saw a flyer for that. Savor the Square. Another one of those are coming back up. There's just so much going on. I really got to get somebody to help me get all these things together and just post them and get them out there. If those big stories are going to sell Juneteenth merch, it had better be Black creators so Black folks can. I would like to introduce y'all to Auntie Paula. Auntie Paula may or may not be a formal member of the Mother's Board, but she sure can be. And the Embrace Festival is coming up. Look who's in the room, y'all. DJ Newt. Y'all say hi to DJ Newt that y'all haven't seen since the fall. No, you've seen him at the Java cafes. But also in June, King Boston is doing the big festival. We have we had the groundbreaking already. Lord have mercy. All right, I'm getting off of here. But thank all of you that are tuning in today. But back to Paula's point, or Auntie Paula's point, this is one of the reasons why we created the Pride t-shirt and also the Juneteenth Black t-shirt, because Auntie Paula, we can't guarantee that, Target, Walmart, Amazon, and them are getting that creation or getting that merch from Black-owned businesses or creators and designers, and then ensuring that they're getting a proper return back. So, it's a little bit of presumption, but, experience is the best teacher. And we know how the capitalist big companies, some of them, work. So, all right, I'm getting off of here before I get in trouble. Have a great day, everyone, and we will see you on Monday at 9 a.m. I was just putting small groundbreaking and festivals. Peace to all. It's good to see you in the room, bro. Yeah, it's there's a lot going on in June, you guys, and so participate and come out, be healthy, be aware, because COVID is still out here. I already said enough about that this week, so I'm not going to end the week with that, but be reminded and be aware. Have a great day, everybody. We will see you on Monday at 9 a.m. Peace.